What do you feel about London now? How are you feeling about London right now? How are you right now? Hello Brainlings, I'm Kian, certified nerd.
I'm Georgie and I've got pink hair.
And what are we doing today?
Today we're going to talk about something very close to our hearts, which is the city we live in, London, and whether it's worth moving here.
In 2026, is it worth moving to London? Let's find out together, I guess.
We're going to talk about our expectations before we moved, what life's been like in the 8 years since we've been here, and whether we would still move here today.
You'll come out of this video knowing whether you should move to London or hating us. We don't really know, you're only gonna find out by watching, so let's go.
First of all, a bit of context. We moved to London back in 2018.
Well, I feel like you didn't ever really want to move to London. For me, I've got a music career, I've got some friends that are around here, and I've just always been interested in being somewhere where there's a lot of things going on. Yourself?
Myself, I grew up in a city, so I never actually felt the need to move to London. I don't have any friends who live in London. I just always thought it was very busy, very dirty, a bit dangerous. So I never really wanted to come.
There's all the stereotypes there.
All the stereotypes. So we moved because you got a great job offer that we couldn't turn down. And I thought, why not?
You're making it sound like the mafia is like, you gave you a job you could not refuse. I did grow up in like a small village, which is interesting that you didn't. And I think that is probably what's made this part of me so craving being somewhere, because if
100%.
you're out in the middle of nowhere, trust me, it's miserable, you get bored really quickly. And since we've been in London, you can just every day go out and do stuff if you really wanted to and you have the money for it, which we'll get onto in a little bit. But how's it been since we first came to London? What was the first few years like for you?
Honestly, I can't remember the first few years because my first job had me traveling a lot. So I was constantly moving for work. I was traveling here, there and everywhere. So help with the transport at least.
Well, that's the thing though, if you're outside of London, you would still have to do that annoying travel. You just don't have all the public transport links that London has. That for me, anytime I go out of the city, I'm just immediately like, ugh, it's so annoying having to wait like an hour for a train or something like that.
That is true. That's one of the things I notice the most whenever we leave London is the public transport goes way downhill. So we don't have a car in London. We don't need a car in London. But it means that if we go out of London, we still don't have a car in places that you do need a car. So I definitely noticed the transport and appreciate the transport in London more than ever.
For me, the first few years, I felt I suddenly had all these opportunities right on my doorstep. I could go to various things for my music career, make new friends really easily, and you know that they're only ever going to be like half an hour, 1 hour away on the train.
Which seems like outside London, it's an hour away, that's ages. In London, that's normal.
That's normal to be like an hour to go see a friend, but the thing is there's trains and buses that run really late, so you can always go out and see people and it's not a problem. Whereas if you're in the middle of nowhere, then there will be a point where you'd be like, right, I need to go home, otherwise I'm gonna miss my final train.
When we first moved to London, the agreement was we would try out for a couple of years and then we would see where we're at. But
I mean, that was your agreement. I was fully under the spell of London straight away, and that we'd be staying here for like the rest of our lives, basically.
But that was the agreement. But then something happened that made us stay a lot longer, and that was COVID. So March 2020, COVID hit. And obviously that completely changed things. So everybody, especially us in our little one-bed flat in London, suddenly I wasn't traveling for work anymore because I couldn't. So COVID really changed my mind on London in a good way.
Wait, why?
So as we've already mentioned, there are lots of things to do in London and the amenities really changed my mind. During lockdown...
Oh, I get it. It's because of the amount of takeaways that we had available, right?
I think it was also that, you know, the groceries were right there. We could go for a lot of long walks and actually have a really good time doing it and always explore new places.
So what you're saying is great opportunities, great takeaways during pandemics. What do you feel about London now? How are you feeling about London right now? How are you right now?
Well, we've bought a flat.
So I assume it's good.
We're kind of settled at this point. Yeah, if you'd asked me 8 years ago, I'd have said never in a million years would I see myself settling in London.
But now you're like the opposite. Like for me personally, I can't even imagine being outside of London, or at least an equivalent city with lots of things. Just everybody I know is here. My entire music career is here. It's just so nice to be able to go on a whim. Do you want to go discover a brand new restaurant? Let's just go randomly on a train somewhere and find somewhere. And I know you get that everywhere in the UK or around the world, but there's just such a great mix of like activities and things to do in London. This isn't necessarily a sales pitch for London, by the way. What are some things that maybe aren't as good about living in London right now?
I was gonna say, some of the things that I was worried about before moving are true, but they're not as extreme as I thought. So London is very busy. We all hate rush hour. It is just a stereotype that's true for a reason. People are quite unfriendly when you're out and about, but it doesn't mean you can't find friends in London. I was worried I was gonna be lonely because I don't have friends in London, and that has kind of been the case still. But the thing is, if you go out, you can make friends. There are lots of communities out there in London. There's lots of ways to meet people. I've met some amazing people in London since putting myself out there. You just have to make a bit more effort in London.
So what I'm hearing is you're bad at making friends, but that's not London's problem.
It's my problem. And as we said, even the friends I have in London are over an hour away, but in London, that's nothing.
I think some other negative things about London, obviously it's not the most safe place in the UK, but I do wonder though, that might just be because there's so many people, so there's just a higher chance of you finding some sort of problem. As for us, we had somebody break into our flat. I don't know if that's something that would happen outside of London. I'm sure there are people who've had things outside London.
But it happened to me back home.
Oh, well, so, there you go. Well, that, I mean, tick one for London, I guess.
I think in terms of safety, you do start to learn a bit more street smarts in London in terms of making sure you're always holding your phone, we've got a strap on it, or you're locking your doors.
In my opinion, if you have your wits about you and you're not out at some really stupidly late time, I think most places it's going to be fine.
It's just about having an awareness around you, really, which is not a bad thing to learn. I think the other thing to talk about is the expense. London is an expensive city. Salaries kind of make up for it. Obviously, you're going to get paid more in London than elsewhere. A little bit during COVID, I think that started to become less true as more things became remote, but I think there are still better opportunities in London than anywhere else, especially now things are starting to get a bit more hybrid and get back into the office again. I have known people who have moved to London and then decided to leave London because they found it too expensive for them. I think that's totally fair, but I think part of it is just knowing what's in your budget and not blowing it on nights out and really expensive restaurants. Actually thinking about what's important to you and taking advantage of all the free things you can do in London as well.
The thing about London is it's for everyone, but not everyone will want to stay in London. And that's fine. Not everybody's into the city vibe. Not everyone wants to have a great life. That's me being biased. So we've covered quite a few things. I think thinking about the future, I personally can't imagine myself anywhere but London because of the amount of opportunities we've got, my friends and all these other things. I guess if it became too expensive, maybe we'd be forced out of London. What do you think about the future of London?
Right now, I don't see myself leaving London because, as you said, we have built up our own community here of friends around us. I like the area we live in. There are better career opportunities for me in London as well. So at least for the next few years, I see myself staying here.
And where does that then leave us when it comes to London? I mean, for me, I think if you're someone who likes cities, likes the idea of being able to do lots of things and not be stuck out in the middle of nowhere, London's great for that. However, we've talked a bit of crime, we've talked expenses, we've talked how it can be just a bit lonely sometimes if you don't know people. But my argument against some of those things are you can always go meet new people because there are so many ways to meet new people, right? And you don't have to go live in the most expensive parts of London. We live in southeast London and there's plenty of like affordable places around where we live.
There's also a lot of flat shares. It's super easy to find somebody to share a flat with, which helps with the cost of rent as well. What I would say is London is definitely what you make of it. So when you first move to London, make sure you put yourself out there, go meet friends, go join in lots of different activities and find your community and take advantage of what it is that's important to you, whether that is all the free museums and art galleries. There's plenty of green space to go and explore. There's so many different sports you could take part in. Whatever's important to you, you will find it in London. You just have to put the effort in to do so.
London. But let us know, do you live in London? Would you like to live in London? Do you hate London? Let us know in the comment section and be sure to leave a like and a little subscribe for us if you liked this video. Let us know if you've got any other questions about London or any other questions you want to know from our expertise of being humans. Until next time, we're gonna love you and leave you. See you later, bye!